Hello. Okay. The SSA has recently come out with the announcement that 114 of the occupations in the very, very vast list of occupations, I want to say somewhere around 12,000, are no longer going to be considered as existing in substantial numbers in the economy, so to speak, as would be needed to be a job that if they find you can do it, then you can do other work. So I don't personally think this is as big a deal as it's been made out to be, because there are so many other jobs, bizarrely so. But let's just take a look at the list. All right, I'll read them out. This might get a little lengthy because it's 114, but we'll see. We'll see where it goes. Maybe we'll have to do this in sections because I haven't even gone through them yet. But I do have to go through them because I have a hearing coming up. So let's go through them. Here we go. Okay. They seem to be, well, I'm not even sure what order they go in, but they do note that under step 5 of the sequential evaluation, they will not deny disability benefits based on the existence of isolated jobs, which exist only in very limited numbers in relatively few locations outside the region where the individual lives. The SSA has determined that the DOT occupations listed below currently satisfy, the regulatory definition of isolated jobs. Is that in Nevada? Isolated jobs in all regions of the country. Okay. And they go on to say that adjudicators may not support a non-disabled determination or decision under the framework of the medical vocational guidelines by citing any of the following occupations. They can't use it as an example of, see, you can do other work. And they do, of course, say that they will be happy to remove any of these 114 occupations if they find out that they suddenly are not isolated out in the economy as available occupations, jobs. Okay, so let's see if any of these are really the ones that I hear that we see getting used to disallow an award. Okay, agricultural engineer. I don't think any of my people have ever been found to be able to do that job. That is not one of the ones that they picked if they were going to try to deny. Pardon me, I'm going to move this thing because it's really distracting me. Is it distracting you? Okay, so here we go. Agricultural research engineer, design engineer, and that would be in the agricultural equipment arena. Agricultural equipment test engineer, astronomer. That's cute, astronomer. So I suppose if you could still be an astronomer, you're safe. But not really, for other reasons. That's why I find this kind of funny. Geographer, physical geographer, engineering psychologist, industrial organizational psychologist, State Historical Society director. This one was funny, interesting. Genealogist, historian. So if you can be a historian, you might still be disabled. Thank goodness. Dramatic arts historian, research director. Ooh, oral and maxillofacial surgeon. Okay. Prosthodontist, airline radio operator. Oh, the chief airline radio operator. Let's be clear. Oh, but then they also say that his buddy, the regular airline radio operator, that's a pretty isolated job too. Dispatcher. Now that's funny. I wouldn't think that that's a very isolated job. I mean, my husband was a dispatcher. Every town had a dispatcher. And every fuel company, I believe, if they deliver, I don't know, that's weird. Radio officer. That's in water transportation, in case you were wondering what that was. Radio station operator. Now that one's in aircraft manufacturing. Radio telegraph operator. That would be in the telephone and telegraph industries. Radio telephone operator in any industry. So basically, if you're in the telephone, telegraph, or any other industry as a radio telegraph operator, that is not considered in substantial numbers, even if you could do it as described by them. Photo radio operator, radio intelligence operator, electronic intelligence operations specialist, wire transfer clerk. That would be for a financial institution, apparently, like a bank. Wow. I don't know why they don't have wire transfer clerks anymore. Don't people wire money a lot? I don't know. I've never done it, but central office operator. And that again is in telephone and telegraph. Isn't it funny they still use the word telegraph? Like people don't really do that, do they? All right, route clerk. Surprised about that one. Directory assistance operator. I'm wondering if that's because they're more technologically done now and not by someone specifically, you know? I think I said directory assistance operator, right? Telegrapher, that's railroad transportation. Telegrapher agent, let's not forget the agent, that's also for railroad transportation. Pay station attendant. Wire photo operator for the news, that's in print and publishing. A model. Interesting. Garment, retail trade, wholesale trade. Wow. They used to use the fact that if you could be a model, I suppose you got to be good looking or something. Like you could just stand there or stand, sit, wherever they tell you to go and wear the clothes and smile. That was a job that if you could do it, you would not be found disabled. Wow. Crazy, huh? Character impersonator. I love it. Don't we all do character impersonation sometimes? I mean, we're goofing off. We do it here. It's very uncouth, but we have fun sometimes. And I don't mean at work. I mean with my family. Embalmer apprentice. Wow. Okay. Personal service. Yeah, I think that's the one that's in maybe a funeral home, right? And then the regular old embalmer. Scuba diver. Good to know. Animal breeder. Fur farmer. Livestock rancher. Hog confinement system manager. So just guess what, guys? These jobs are not going to come bite you in the butt if you can still do them. Or if you could do them, not still, right? It doesn't have to be your prior job, of course. A canary breeder. Gee, that's good to know. I was thinking of breeding some canaries. Really, mine, it probably would have been conures if I was going to do it since I have a couple of them. Poultry breeder, reptile farmer, fire warden, fire lookout, and fire ranger. Okay. I'm guessing technology has changed these so much that that's not really a full-time position. It's got to be something different or additional, or a lot of it's done by technology. You know, technology is just absolutely amazing. Not always good, but oftentimes it is. But it's just incredible how it gets rid of certain occupations. Log grader, and that would be for sawmills and planing mills in the logging industry. Log scaler. Ladle liner. That's in a foundry. And I don't even know if I'm saying that right. Smelting and refining. Guess we don't have a lot of those left anymore, huh? It's a changing world, folks. A stopper maker. That has to do with blast furnace, steelwork, and rolling and finishing mill. Okay. Yeah, these are old jobs, huh? Loft worker. That would be involved in ships and boat manufacturing. Pattern maker apprentice involving wood. So a wood pattern maker apprentice. And that would have been in the foundry industry. And also the wood pattern maker himself or herself, not just the apprentice. And let's not forget the wood model maker, special machine stitcher, standard machine stitcher, tape controlled machine stitcher. Another model maker. Oh, this one's not for wood. A model maker, aircraft, aerospace manufacturing. Maybe they do it by 3D printer now. I don't know. Maybe it used to be people putting them together with like really meticulous skills. Aircraft photographic equipment mechanic. Okay. Camera repairer. Ooh. Photographic apparatus and materials. Is that because everyone's using their iPhones now to take pictures? I'm kidding. But seriously, I would think cameras still need to be repaired, but maybe because people don't, I don't know. Some photographers are serious photographers and they don't do it with the iPhone like the rest of us. So what happens when a camera breaks? Anybody know? I don't know. Okay. But it doesn't apparently have a lot of numbers in the economy, that kind of job. So therefore, motion picture equipment machinist. I think that's in Hollywood and such. Just my guess. Photographic equipment technician. Photographic equipment maintenance technician. Service technician, comma, computerized photo finishing equipment. So that would be a computerized photo finishing equipment service technician. Wow, all these service technician jobs. Interesting. Watch repairer. I guess we shouldn't be surprised since didn't we just get rid of a camera repairer? And then, of course, the apprentice who's trying to learn how to be a watch repairer no longer exists in substantial numbers. Don't go to college for that one. Don't take out school loans to be an apprentice watch repairer, okay? I don't know if I have it on a video, but that whole school loan debacle. It's one of my favorite grapes, having been a huge school loan person. Okay, assembler, watch train assembler, banking pin adjuster. That has to do with clock watches and allied products, apparently. Barrel assembler, barrel ridge assembler, barrel end shake adjuster. That's all with clocks and watches also. Chronometer assembler and adjuster. Don't go to school for that one, guys. That's again, clocks and such. Chronometer, balance, and hairspring assembler. This is really sad because I love old watches. You know, I grew up in the day when you actually wore watches. And it wasn't like a Apple Watch. Hairspring assembler. Again, we're still on clocks and watches. Hairspring vibrator. Pallet stone inserter. Pallet stone positioner. Watch assembler. Repair auto clock. So a lot of these jobs that I've just been mentioning recently are in the clock industry and the watches industry. You know, makes sense. People don't wear watches anymore, right? It's all different. Digital, or what do you call it? Yeah, whenever it's not a clock. Which brings me to the point, you know, a lot of kids don't know how to tell time from a clock. Youch. Schools dropped the ball on that one. Auto clocks repairer, timing adjuster, jig builder. That's in the wooden container industry. Thread laster. Ooh, that's in the boot and shoe industry. Field service engineer, photographic apparatus and materials industry. Paper hanger. Oh, I think I've seen the paper hanger one be used. Otherwise, I haven't seen any of these. That's in business services. I'm sorry, that's in construction. Forgive me. I'm getting ahead of myself. Bill poster. That's business services. I don't know what it is. Boiler reliner. Oh, let me start from the beginning because I have a comma. Plastic block boiler reliner. That's in the foundry industry. A dredge operator. That would be in construction, coal metal and non-metal, mining and quarry work. Terrazzo worker. Terrazzo. Huh. Construction. And if you want to be an apprentice for that, maybe not so much. That's also considered very isolated in the economy. And then there's a terrazzo, if I'm saying that word right, forgive me if I'm butchering it, finisher. A diver, any industry. I assume that means like diving into water. What do you think? Bond actor, machine operator, that's in foundry. Tower operator, that's in railroad transportation. Yard engineer, also in railroad, as is car retarder operator. Wonder if they're getting rid of that one because they have a politically incorrect word in the middle of it. Car barn laborer. Railroad. Hostler, not hustler. Hostler. That's also in railroad. Transfer table operator. Same. Motorboat operator, any industry. Dinky operator. Dinky. That's in any industry. I don't know what it is. Dockhand, air transportation. Track mobile operator in any industry. Roof bolter. We're almost at the end here, folks. That's coal, metal, non-metal mining and quarrying. So if you're a roof bolter or you were thinking about them holding that against you that you could do it, not so much. Power reactor operator. Motion picture projectionist. Audiovisual technician. Wow. That's interesting. Audiovisual technician. I guess it just goes by a different name. I wonder what it is. Photographer's model and artist model. Seems like all modeling is, maybe that's because there's AI and they can make models look as good as they want. And they don't give them any lip and they don't come to the set all drunk or on crack. I don't know. What do you think? Anyway, those are the 114 guys. I don't find this particularly useful at all. Very disappointing. I think there's plenty more they could get rid of that they actually have been using religiously on people. We're all like, does anybody even know where to find that job? Does that job really exist? And they will swear up and down at a hearing that it does. What do you do? Okay, I wanted to share that. I thought it was funny. I needed to go through it anyway, so thanks for doing it with me. I will talk to you later. Bye, guys.